Good morning, fellow educators. Let me begin by just saying that y'all are incredibly awesome. I've received so many texts and emails, calls from people around the district, families in the district that just wanted to express their gratitude and thanks for the connections that all of you are making, kind of going above and beyond to make sure our students are connected, that they feel safe, secure, and educators play a central role in that. So thank you for that work. So as we get ready here to kick off spring break, and I know I'm a few hours away from kicking off my official spring break, but before I did that, we wanted to make sure that we got a video out that kind of gave the top 10 things you need to know about our coronavirus dismissal as we head into break. So I'm not David Letterman, but I'm going to go ahead and give my best shot here to kind of break down the things that we think are essential for you to know, that we have learned, that we have figured out over the last few days or weeks, and help us prepare as we go into this phase 3, preparing, for kind of a longer term span of this. So first, we are fully paid. Paid retirement counts, all the stipends count, any of the extra duty stuff. So if you're a coach or something along those lines, you're fully paid. So that's number one. Number two, the school days count. The school year will not be extended, and that's why we are doing the distance learning. Number three, according to the executive order by the governor of California a couple of weeks ago, we have to provide an education, continuity in education to the amount that is feasible under these circumstances, and we are doing that. So that's number three. Number four, while we don't believe admin has any intent on being evaluative during this process, they have not expressed that, just know that we as a union will absolutely defend the evaluation process for all of our members as we are going through this unprecedented time and taking risks with our pedagogy. So please don't make that your concern as you explore this new path to educating our students. But no, we as a union are here. If any of those things come up, or you see that even in the future in evaluations or observation notes or anything, please reach out to us and let us get involved with that. But that is not something I would worry. I do not believe evaluation is something that our educators need to be concerned about during this time. Number five, when we start looking at policies with our students, if you've already seen kind of the updated phase 3 plan, you see a very clear guideline that we're going to use a hold harmless policy with student grades. Students are not going to return with a lower grade than they left with before the dismissal. And I know that's a controversial subject. I know there's a lot of debate around that, but there is reason for that. We do not have our full special ed practices in place. Students do not have full access and equity to the curriculum. So we have to hold students harmless on grades, and we encourage people to follow those principles. Doesn't mean you can't assign work, doesn't mean you can't grade work and give feedback. We encourage that. It's great. But, take a look at that grading policy. It's a hold harmless. Students should not be returning with grades that are lower than they left with. So thank you to our Ed Services Department and the people that worked around, that policy. Number 6, if you've read the guidelines around phase 3, you will notice that instructional time has been greatly reduced from what it would be in a traditional brick and mortar type classroom. And again, there's good reason for that. These are not normal times. These are not normal settings. Some of our families are facing a lot of their own unique challenges at home. So these guidelines were done with careful thought and inclusion and feedback by people about what kind of was appropriate for child development during these unprecedented times. So we strongly encourage you to do your best to adhere to that guidelines when it comes to instructional time. This is both to keeping in mind that our staff and our students need reasonable workloads during this time. Number 7. Okay, 7 is our employees do not need to be constantly connected. This is not a work day where you're going to be staring at a computer or staring at your phone. Our supervisors, our parents, are going to have to understand that is not this instant type of communication because of these unique circumstances. But we do believe as professionals, we should be responding to communications from parents, from supervisors, from students, at least within 24 hours, during the work week. And, a message on Friday definitely, we would say by Monday would be what would be appropriate as professionals. You will see that, part of that plan is around providing synchronous instruction. We support that. It's not. It's a portion of that modified instructional time. It's a way to try to connect in sort of a live way with students. But getting to number 8 now, understand that we cannot be directed or required to do live video recording or even live audio recording without our consent. That's just the law. There are other ways for people that are greatly concerned about their privacy. There's live chat rooms. There's live interactive Google Docs. So we do support, definitely a portion of this modified instructional time being synchronous. But also we are going to support, your rights and the law around not having to do live video or audio recording without your consent. So, we definitely believe that's important. When we look at doing live video and audio, we encourage you to look at our advisory on Zoom. We believe that there do need to be stronger guidelines in place and practices before we're using it, but we also understand that you're professionals and you're going to make decisions, and we just hope that you understand the risks, the ways that students can manipulate the platform, and how you can defend against that. Also looking at just risk to your own privacy and understanding that we're now allowing students into our homes in ways that we really a month ago kind of didn't even consider. But again, we trust that you are professionals and you're going to make those decisions, but we strongly encourage you to just really weigh the risk and protect yourselves as much as you can as professionals. But we do as a union believe that there need to be stronger guidelines and practices and training in place around the use of Zoom before we're all out there just totally using it. So getting to number 9 now, there are still matters pending when we were trying to work out a formal memorandum of understanding with human resources in the district office. We still need some clarity around the return to work procedures. I know right now students are coming back in May, but there's no clear date when we are coming back as educators, and we need to make sure that, one, that there's proper notice, that this is childcare considerations are taken into account. That definitely needs to be a part of it. We need to make sure that the rooms and classrooms are decontaminated, that they're safe. So a lot of that still needs to get worked out. So that's something we're still negotiating with human resources about, and we absolutely want to make sure that you're not going back under unsafe conditions. And we do believe employees need at least a good amount of time to kind of be thinking about, okay, when am I going back? How am I going to deal with things on the home front as we make that transition? But right now, we do not have a clear procedure to go back, and that's something we'll be working on. But we do know it's, we're looking at sometime late April into early May. And then number 10, at the end of the list, enjoy spring break. You've earned it. You've worked hard. What you really need to be doing is getting that energy back for yourself, looking at your hobbies, the things that are important to you, and kind of step away from this online work for a little while. And I think it'll make us stronger as we come back from spring break going forward. As we get coming back from spring break, look for a social calendar from us. We're going to resume our workout schedule after spring break. We're going to be getting more in our normal contract organizing when it comes to bargaining. That's still crucial. Our healthcare costs are still an issue. Our compensation is still an issue. Our classroom working conditions are going to still be there when we get back, and we need to make sure we negotiate a fair contract for all of us. So we'll be definitely picking that issue up more in depth as we get back from spring break. So stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you for the work that you are doing. Talk to you soon.